Hi, welcome back. So in today's video, we're going to learn about the else block. The else block is going to be executed only if no exception occurs. So if everything goes well and you have no errors and no exceptions, the else part is going to be executed. Otherwise, if you have an error and if you have an exception, the else part is not going to be executed. Let me illustrate it with an example here. Here, I'm showing this message to the user saying that enter a number. Whatever the user is going to enter, we're going to convert it to an integer and assign it to variable called num. And then we're going to print the number that is entered by the user. Okay. If there is an error in terms of value error, so if I, for example, enter a string or enter a character, it is going to throw an exception and it is a value error and it is caught by the except block and it is going to show this message invalid input, please enter a number. Okay, so if there is an error, this part is going to be executed, and if there is no error here, this part is also going to be executed. Let me illustrate it with an example. For example, enter a number. I enter a character. So when I do this, it shows this message, invalid input, please enter a number. So this part is being executed. Why? Because we had a value error and it is caught by this except keyword or block, let's say, and this message is shown in the output. And you see that this else part is not being executed. Why? Because we are having an exception. We said that these two are not going to be executed at the same time. If everything goes well, the else part is going to be executed. So it says enter a number. Now if I enter number 10, it is going to show this message to me first of all. You entered, and then this number 10 is being shown in the output. And then this else part is activated and this message therefore is being shown because this part is inside the else block. So it says no errors occurred. So as you see it here. So the else part is very useful because when you're having, for example, multiple try except parts in different parts of your code, you can trace them and you can print some values. For example, here you can say no errors occurred from the first operation. Okay, so when I run this code and I enter number 20, it says you entered 20 and no errors occurred from the first operation. And I may have like 10 operations. And when I see the print of 9 of them and I see the print of the, for example, I don't see the else part being activated for the fourth operation, and I'm having also an exception being thrown in the output. The error is shown there. I can easily understand, okay, the fourth operation is having some problem, therefore this exception is caught in the fourth operation. Just imagine that instead of only this, okay, we are having multiple of them. For example, we are having one here, and this is the second operation, second, sorry, second operation, and this is the third operation, for example, and the problem comes from this part, okay, because this else part is being executed and shown in the output, so no errors occurred. This message is shown in the output for the first operation, and for the third operation it is also shown. However, in between I'm having one exception being caught, so I can see that the first operation and the third operation, they are shown in the output and I'm having an exception, therefore it comes from the second operation. It's very useful to have it, and it will help us to trace the error very easily and make sure certain part of the code is being executed correctly and in a clean way. So in this video, we learned how to have the else block in the Python and how it works and how it is executed. Thank you for watching.